Every year we do a consumer video survey. We look to understand consumer preferences and content and what really drives it. What you've got here on your screen is, the favorite programs from our respondent pool. So we asked them, of roughly 250, what are your most favorite or most interesting programs? And what you can see here is all those 250, the percentages of respondents who said, yeah, I must have, or this is a favorite for me. And what's interesting is you kind of see quite a bit of live news and sports at the top, followed by a number of pay TV and SVOD exclusives that most of us have heard about or have likely watched. But what I think is really interesting is when you then do a double click and say, of the top 30 programs, let's look by age group, 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 plus. You can see a lot of differences in what consumers are actually watching. The programs that are highlighted in yellow are not actually they're not actually on any of the other lists. So one of the immediate things that strikes me is, it's probably and is very hard to create a service where I have enough content on to appeal to everyone. Mm-hmm. So I guess I would just open it up and Sherry, any initial thoughts on this data?
Well, I'd love to see how it changed. I know it takes a while to compile this, but I'd love to see how it changed during the pandemic, because I have a feeling, obviously the sports is going to fall off. And I have a feeling that you'd see more SVOD exclusive content rise to the top recently, since I think, there's a lot of evidence that people are turning to that content. And obviously people are watching more content during the day than they have been accustomed to in the past. So I'd be super curious about that. I think most of this is fairly intuitive. I think probably matches Nielsen ratings to some degree. So, we know that sports and news get lots of live viewing, and so that's not such a surprise. But yeah, I think this is pretty much what I would expect, and it kind of explains, I guess, some of the content that we see being produced in the SVOD world is trying to mimic some of the content that shows up in the dark blue here.